Hello, good afternoon, our fans local to global. It's a long awaited time that we've been trying to do this interview. Breeze, I'm so happy to be and honored to be the one to ask you a bunch of questions, put you in the hot seat, and get the scoop, nothing but the scoop. My name's Diva D. I do a show every Friday from 3 to 5 called Ear Candy. And Koolbreeze, thank you for the opportunity and trusting me with this great opportunity. I'm really grateful to be here.
Thank you, Diva. Thank you for taking care of this for me and so on and so forth. You know how we grew.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've known you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What does friendship and family mean to you?
Well, friendship, family, that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the final stamp.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, you have nothing. Because with friendship and family, there's just trust, there's integrity,
Mm-hmm.
there's unity, there's everything, spirituality, there's helping each other grow, and you don't just do that with your family, you do it with good people around, surround yourself with good people, and germinate.
Yes. Tell me how you got started in radio.
Well, thanks to the DVD from A Candy Show, opened up some doors for me. I let me on your show years ago. I used to come and do once a month, once every 3 months, and it gave me that comfort zone and the ability to speak with the mic on radio. And when I got that opportunity to get on the radio, I was so excited. I was beside myself. Got the proposal and everything, and I was ready to rock the next day. Oh my goodness, it was just unbelievable, the energy.
Yeah, a spot opened up, and I just,
and I'm grateful. I'm eternally grateful for that.
I just phoned Breeze and I said, okay, it was a Tuesday, and I said, you have to be there by Thursday, so let me see it. And I was shocked because the executive director does not lightly hire people for shows, and I knew a Saturday spot came up, and I knew that you would fill it and you would just blow the nation, just because we would talk and he would have the gift of gab, especially when he was describing an infectious groove or something that you wanted to hear. So I'm so glad that you're here and that you are evolving.
Thank you.
What does Radio Regent mean to you?
In terms of music and helping the community,
Mm-hmm.
outside of family, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is everything, because when I got into radio, I didn't just want to play music.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to help the community grow.
Yes.
Whatever they had, funding or some clothing drives with this, and help them with music. The artists
Mm-hmm.
was vital, because there was an exodus for musicians in Toronto, independent artists. And I had to do something about this.
Mm.
I was listening to the other stations, and they were taking care of their people, the jazz, the reggae, and the rock, and the pop. And that's all good, but who was taking care of the independent artists in Toronto? So I started playing their music, inviting them to the station, giving them a quality interview. I started to videotape them when they play on off-site, putting it up on YouTube, and it took off. It really blew out of the stratosphere. And the Americans saw this, and they said, hey, we want a piece of the action.
Mm.
And it's grown into a beautiful thing ever since. So I'm happy about that, having to have the intestinal fortitude
Mm-hmm.
to do something about something, because I hear a lot of talk, and that hot air means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Action, and here we are today. People, we network with other broadcasters, all about the funk.
Mm.
Frank Toohey in Britain, jazzjuice.net in Britain, and for independent artists, Sassy Radio in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm getting some other broadcasters, WDAI, Dr. Mambo in New York City, and we're going to have a nice family and really incorporate this thing and then show people a good time, because good music is coming back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who inspired you to be a radio host? Like your major influences?
Well, it started with the DJ business in Trinidad. My uncle had a set, and music didn't come. I didn't go looking for music. Music came looking for Breeze. And then I used to imitate the radio broadcasters in Trinidad with the newspaper and get a little kick out of that. And I said, the day when I came to Canada in 1976, I said, the day I put foot in a radio station, all hell's gonna break loose, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the origin of your name, Koolbreeze?
Koolbreeze. Well, I was watching a show back in the early 80s. Remember, there's a series in Atlanta with where all these young kids got killed, and they made a movie out of it. So they call a guy to the stand, and they ask him his name, and he had on this dark shirt. You couldn't see his eyes with the reflection of those. Remember those old dark shirts? And they said, "What's your name?" Cool. What's your last name? Breeze. Koolbreeze. And he was so cool. And I snatched that name and I said, wow, this is just incredible.
What is a typical day like for you, Breeze?
A typical day, getting up, telling the good God above, good morning, and heading off to work, making that almighty dollar we all got to do. Take care of our kids and grandkids and all that kind of stuff I still do. And, when I go to work, it's fun. I'm working because I'm with these people 8 hours a day. So making that money and having a good time paying your bills and getting roof over your head and food and taking care of business, that's part of success right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
What type of music influences your musical style from inception to now?
Everything. I listen to everything. I have an open mind. I have an open mind for music. I broadened my impact. I learned in Trinidad, my uncle used to play out with the DJ set, and then when I played music in high school here, I wanted to play the violin, and the teacher looked at my hands and she said, "You put it against mine." It's like her hands like baby hands. She said, "You're playing the bass." I never got to play the violin, so I stuck with the bass, and I like the sound and everything. And so various music that really got me: soul, funk, calypso, reggae, soca, Afrobeat, everything you can throw under the bus for music. I gravitate to it and took out the best what I could get out of it.
Please, Breeze, tell me about your creative process.
With what?
As a radio host and programmer.
Okay. All right. Music to me, anybody could throw 50 songs on a laptop and play music. Anybody can do that. But you have to have a plan. You have to have a formula. You have to have how you're going to move the energy with the people. How are you going to help move their soul? So for me, putting music together, when I'm done with a show, I have to, with a 4-hour show, 4 hours of primetime musical real estate, I got to start putting a show together early in the week. How do I want to flow? I want to flow easy coming in of that first hour. Warm up the musical engine and then build up compression. So I have that gospel, a little jazz, slip in a little blues, then you bring in that sexy sounds of soul, then you bring in that smooth jazz funk, rare groove, Afrobeat, soca, and all these music I want to take into the cosmos. So you have to have a plan. And when I have a guest, I have to incorporate it. It's a different type of energy coming into the mix with the music, and you have to entertain them and make sure all of this work and monitor every single piece of equipment, multitasking.
Yes.
Make sure the recorder, the board is working, everything is clean, your mic levels, your computer's working, signal is going out, everything, the phones are working, the mic, the intercom. So you have to be mindful of all these things, and these things help make me sharp.
Yes.
Sharper.
Breeze, where did you get those infectious lines from?
Well, some people say I was born to be a writer. I don't know, but I just had a way with words. I was a quiet person. I was never too vocal for many, many years until I started. I reside on various boards. I was a union steward. I'm a union steward. I was on a building board as of maintenance and finance and that kind of stuff. So many, I can't even remember some of these things. But I made it helps increase the the intellect, and you see different dynamics of how business and things are run.
Yes.
And I incorporate all of that. And I surround myself with good people, CEOs, people who banking, finance, music. That could help me grow with this. So, you know.
Why did you not credit yourself for all this hard work? Like, you know.
That's a good question. I like that. Well, being a humble person and humility and all of that into my program, I always like to give people, because in life, a lot of people don't get credit for what they do. And I thought that was really unfair. So for me, if I win money right now, it's not like my money, it's my kids' money, grandkids, it's the people's money. I'm going to enjoy myself, but I feel my goal, my mission in life, my calling is for this, and that was one of my downfall with music. Not crediting myself. I give everybody the credit for just hang up, just put it down, put it back up, put it back up, because put it back up, So sorry. We're in an interview. Why are they calling now? They're not listening to the show. Anyways, so I never credit myself for a lot of things. Like I said, humbleness, and I said, somebody said to me one day, Breeze, why do you not credit yourself for a lot of stuff? But I'm gonna clear it up today in this interview. I'm so busy trying. Excuse me. Come on, really seriously? Excuse me. Can you? Yes. So it's just unplug the. Thank you. I forgot to do that. So, excuse me, fans. Little interruption here with that. So we try to do all of this thing, but I'm gonna set something straight today with the stuff I do. When I get the program in order, this is what happens. This is just the music. I take care of the music part. When I'm doing a show, I have a graph to monitor progress. See the pie chart? Because I want to make my show better. We did all the cities, different funk from these different cities and all the artists from there. A lot of research and development. There's my podcast page with all my shows go up there and the areas I want to target in the world. Monitor all of this. We have the Globe Revolver. This is a game changer for us. We can monitor. Before we couldn't see who was playing. Now we have the Globe Revolver spinning and the country and the flag, everything. And the Koolbreeze website, the blog site that only I see. Stuff we present it to the board that we need to get equipment and all that kind of stuff.
And we did the research. We went out to all these different stores pricing stuff.
Exactly.
And
so I monitor everything for Koolbreeze Experience Show. That's my website. See how many people are coming in. And still today we can't monitor accurately how many people are listening because we have 25 apps. And
we broadcast in 43 countries.
That's right. And the 25 apps, they're third party, so you can't see. They could be, for all we know, 1,000 millions. They could be millions. But the Globe Revolver is a game changer for us.
Yes.
And I'm really happy we incorporate that. I first saw that on Sassy Sue Radio, and it really working nice for us.
What type of people do you stay away from and why? Because people attach to you because you're a radio host and that you have a gift.
Well, I don't have many of them around me, thank goodness, knock on wood. But I try to stay away from negative people and negative energy. It is not good for your soul.
No, it's not.
So I keep with try and stay with things positive, and they will read me. They will. Yeah, these type of people would read me. Breeze is not the guy you want to go to with that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll phase you out right away.
Have you ever dealt with anxiety before or during a show?
Oh yeah. When I just started 3 years ago,
remember.
I come in, equipment wasn't working, the board, the this, the that, the
Still
recorder.
not. It's still not.
So but it's a lot better now.
Yes.
So I struggled with that for years. We cleaned it up, and it's in a better place now.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your biggest challenge as a radio host?
One of the biggest challenge, I guess, for me, is just making sure that everything is working. It's synchronized.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the equipment synchronized, you have a flow, because now you don't have to bother with a phone off. This one's not working. That takes. It can really throw you off, especially if you're tight for time.
Yes.
You have a guest in and things start going wrong. You have to manage these things and compartmentalize your lifestyle and just make this thing groove.
And usually when I do my show, sometimes I'm thrown off because the kids start coming in
Yes.
around 3 or 4, and it's the end of the week for some broadcasters, so they're rushed to come in and do stuff. So I know how that is, and we are getting better. We're hoping to get new equipment,
Right.
and that's part of being a volunteer of the community.
Oh, we're going to get there.
You know?
Because I'm telling you, I see smaller radio station than us, but just have incredible equipment like the Show SM7B microphones and the Electro Voice R320 with a killer board.
Yes.
And wiring, but we're gonna get there. I'm not worried about that. We're gonna raise funds, like you say, and we're gonna get there, because when you have good equipment, when they pay good, you play good, you feel good.
Yes.
All right.
If you were not a radio host and have your own show, how would you crack the vault and spread that vast music collection?
I would do it similarly to what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a matter of getting the internet gears and hooking up online, and I would have to do more marketing. I would really have to work the pavement in getting more listenership.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the only difference. But I still like the idea of coming into a radio station, seeing the pads on the wall for soundproof, because you got to work.
Yeah.
I don't like broadcasting remotely because it changes the game. You don't work
does.
as hard as enough. Nobody's watching you.
And there's no interaction.
There's no interaction. So this is where your phone line comes in, and promoting yourself. You have to maximize social media platforms. A lot of broadcasters don't do it. That's their business. I'll handle my business.
All right.
Yeah.
What accomplishment that you consider the most important, and why?
In what? In life? In life?
I was just getting.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
As being a radio host.
Well, reaching out to the people that love, that I respect, that honor, that integrity, that when people can feel your heart when they know that you are for them. People don't like the phonies and the hangers-on and the people just trying to build their name of something or of you. People don't like this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Doing the stuff from the heart, that love and that passion and that dedication and that commitment and the heart, put in the work, according to the people in Pennsylvania. Breeze, you got to put in the work, and that's what we do, and they know this. And this is going to magnify brilliantly. We come with the nonsense, they're gonna phase you out. They're really gonna get rid of you easy, and you won't even know. Yeah. So,
what is the ultimate direction for the Koolbreeze experience?
Well, ultimate direction for me is getting Radio Regent #1 for internet radio.
Yeah.
We are #1 for independent artists.
Yeah.
We got the iHeart Radio thing, huge platform, thank God. But being #1 in the internet broadcast, would be an absolute goal for us. Getting more fans, getting more people from the States and globally to incorporate and come to Radio Regent and see what we have, because we have the best music on the planet. I listen to all of these cats out there, the Matrix with the same 30 sounds. I hear these obscure music and you're like, wow. And then you get the boom chop, that you have to walk with a bottle of Advil.
Yeah.
You're killing people with that.
Mhm.
It's no point in trying to do what every other radio station is doing.
Mhm.
You defeat the purpose.
Yes.
Because why should they come to you when they're already listening to the big networks in the city?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And your strategic plan as a radio programmer long term.
My strategic plan is just to build a quality product, longevity, help raise money to get more better equipment, incorporate the community local to global, and let people know anywhere around the world they have a home to come to.
Exactly.
RadioRegion.com, you have a home. You want that good music. And with me, it doesn't stop at Radio Region. It's my blogspot is koolbreezedj.blogspot.com. You can listen to all the podcast show that I do at home of every genre you can think about, and then you could listen to the live show that you miss. So you got two worlds, non-stop music. Because when I go into that vault, which I went into the last year, and I really pulled out some stock.
Oh, you did.
It
Oh
is
my lord.
I haven't heard anybody on any network. Sure, I hear the same old 300 songs over the 3 years, but 5,000 pieces just in funk.
I know.
It's scary. Jazz funk and jazz and blues and all these
No,
stuff.
but that
Reggae, I
5,000
haven't touched those things yet.
But the 5,000 is part one. We have. I think you have up to about 5.
Something like that.
Yeah, and obscure funk,
Ooh.
rare funk. I mean, over the years, we've shared a lot of music, and let's talk about collaboration.
Okay.
Who do you collaborate with? Like radio hosts,
musicians, things
and,
like
and
that.
yeah.
Yeah, collaborations. Well, first it started. I always number one, DVD at the A Candy Show. I collaborated with her. The other broadcasters at this radio show, Koolbreeze Orbit, Crush Groove, Timbuktu Radio. Thank you. Jazz Joan with TM Providence. Yeah. All about the funk. Lady Funkalicious, Paula LeBlanc, Latang. She's amazing. She has one of the best voice. You and her, just incredible voice for radio. Frank Tui, JazzJuice.net in Britain. He's incredible.
Yes.
WDAI in New York. Dr. Mambo.
Yes.
So that's from the broadcasting, some of it so far. Musicians.
Yes.
Daryl Gibbs, Alvin Winky Flight, incredible people. Norman Connors,
Val
Burke,
L.A. Blacksmith.
oh, the whole Crown Heights crew. But
In Canada.
in Canada, Eddie Bullen. But I want to thank, first and foremost, I want to thank these people who helped the Koolbreeze really get off the ground. DVD, the love and respect. We've known each other for 30 years. The friendship and sharing the music and the chance to get into the radio show. Noel Candido, the Wexford
Yes.
Wolverine, helps with the software and hardware and things like that. His IT expertise. Joseph Rampersad, the Funk Man, Arista. I know a guy in risk management. Navin Maharaj showed me a lot of good stuff. Wendy Lamb helped me build
The
the website. And my good man Ricky Lamb, that's his sister. Audio Basics crew. Ben, Gabe, Frank, Tony, the Paisans, Emperor Fuzzy, Charlo Bobby, David R. Webb. I connected with him to Lady Funkalicious, and my people in Trinidad who got me started with the music business. DJ DOC, my younger brother,
Oh, yes.
he's at the radio station. Thanks for your continuing support, local to global. But Eddie Bullen at Thunderdome Studios, thanks for sending down those wonderful artists to Radio Region. He sent us Kojak, Johnny Boy Fraser, Demo Cates, Michael Dunstan, Bruce Skerritt, Orrin Isaacs, Alexis Borrow, Michael Shan, Keisha Wynn, Colette Easy, Larna Lewis, Liberty Silva, just to name a few. The man is terrific. Daryl Gibbs, the VP of Treasure Rocks Records in Pennsylvania. Daryl is the pipeline to the USA, keeping the musicians, broadcasters, and fans tight together. He brought us Crown Heights Affair. L.A. Blacksmith, Tony Mack, Cheryl Cooley of Climax, Veronica Day, the legendary William Anderson, Tony Mack, Tony Aiken, Ruben Faison, Skip Bordley, Strikers Fresh Band, and Alvin Winky Flight.
Yes.
Alvin Winky Flight, man, he brought us the unsung, untold story of Jamaica, Queens, New York. He's the architect of the Jamaica funk. He brought us Val Burke. the legendary studio bassist, and he brought us John Satchmo-Manan and Norman Connors. Thank you. Sassy Radio connected us with Daryl Gibbs, Craig Tumper, some CDs and other stuff, but with our simulcast, it's been off and on, sporadic. That's all right. But we were here to form strategic alliances with broadcast and just have a good time and show people that love and bring that old school radio back with music and good talk and so on.
Yeah. Breeze, you are an amazing interviewer. I personally have learned so much from you. How do you prepare?
Well, I prepare an interview. It depends on the artist. Now, if you have a poet, you got to find questions to suit a musician or a guy who working in back with the music production and or sports person. You have to find the questions to suit that character. Then you don't want to ask a musician the same questions you ask everybody else.
Exactly.
So if I get a high-profile guy like Eddie, I'm gonna go down in the vault and for questions and just dig into him like that. But I do my research. I've studied the BBC, man. The BBC, they are top class. Charlie Rose, Oprah One-on-One.
Yes.
Steve Paikin on TVO. And I study all these masters, formulate the questions to my style, and I throw at them and make it, bring out the best in the artist and myself. And
what was the weirdest question or uncomfortable question you asked an interviewee?
I asked him about a jazz question. I asked him about the Lydian chromatic concept of tonal organization, and the musician looked at me like, "What the frig are you talking about?" But I read it in a jazz book, and it was designed by George Russell. He came up with this complex phrase for jazz, and musicians found out that it was a lot simpler terms to do things. But I just loved the way it sounded.
Yes,
and rinse your algorithm. I rinse the algorithm every Saturday when I come into the radio. That's what's his name? The bass player, Rich Brown.
Rich Brown.
Yeah, his band called
Rinse the Algorithm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. You've interviewed quite a few people. Who have you interviewed and never thought that you would have the opportunity to do?
Norman Connors was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crown Heights crew. There's so many of them. Just the name Eddie Bullen. He was the first guy, and he just graciously came and opened to us with. He was open to us with open arms, and it's beautiful. There's quite a few that, but there was one person that
I was just going to ask, who stood out?
Who stood out to me? There was a gentleman. He's in sports. He was a triple jumper for Canada. Carl Dyer.
Yes, that was a great interview.
He stood out to me not because he's not high up on top of the chain in terms of entertainment and all that. But the way he answered his questions, I felt like it was Barack Obama in the chair. He was very analytical. He was intelligent. He was just methodical, and he told his story. He was a triple jumper, just made the cusp of making it to the Olympic and got cut. But he had an amazing story.
Yes, he
Carl
did.
Dyer stood out to
interview.
me. He was, and I looked at that from time to time. Sharon Barnett was another one.
Yeah,
she was very shy.
Yeah, just a community person who plays the guitar, who never thought that she had a gift or was important, and the way you brought her, she was so nervous and so shy.
Yes.
It was so nice how you brought that together, where she played and talked and just came out of herself, but unbelievable guitar player.
Yeah, and another guy who first brought energy to my show when I started 3 years ago was Joaquin Nunez Hidalgo.
Yes.
When I asked him questions, he was just like the energy, like wow, he's off the chain.
And you actually seen him perform and got to know him a lot better.
Eddie Bullen, he brought that calm and coolness and intellectual, and he was. Keisha Wint, it was just unbelievable. But Jerome Tucker blew everything off the charts. Yeah. Jerome Tucker, his energy and everything I threw at that guy, he just answered immaculately, and we had that what do you call that rap between interview and interviewee was just totally off the chain. Bill McBurney,
another one,
yes, was another one intellectually, like with music and all that kind of stuff. These guys are just totally off the chain, and some of the artists from the States that really stood out to me.
Who would be your dream interview and why?
I don't know, maybe Herbie Hancock.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
Herbie Hancock.
I know
Because of his
legacy.
legacy with music from each decade, how he played and how he transformed with music, he would stand out to me. There's so many others I can't think of.
I mean,
he would be.
Yeah,
I would have to get the questions for him, but
and you have a big wish list. Moving forward, did you ever think other broadcasters would be talking about you on their networks?
No, I never envisioned that. Because when I got into radio, I was broadcasting with 6 people, and we didn't have the Globe Revolver at the time, and I go, who the heck is listening to me? I knew 1 or 2 people when they called me, or they said, Breeze, I'm listening to your show. But there were times I struggled with that, and I was listening, and I was playing good music, and nobody was calling, and I said, I have to change that game.
Yeah.
I'm broadcasting. I don't know who in God's country was listening to me. Maybe I'm in the cosmos. Winky, 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 winky. Oh, Daryl. Are you out there, Daryl? So I didn't know until I studied film. I studied Frankie Crook. I studied all these broadcasters, how you engage the phones and get more people to come to listen to your show, because you have to bring a spanking product to grab people's attention and be consistent with it. You can't be that wishy-washy. They'll tune you out. And these people have brought a lot of fans to Radio Region. And I'm thankful for that.
How do you interact with the fans and the artists?
Well, you build relationship. That's the key. You have to build that, and that comes with, in time, trust. When they see that, they feel your pulse, they feel your heart. When I've been to many gigs, and I pull up my card, I said, I'd like to have you down at Radio Region to talk about the passion of your craft. And let's magnify your brilliance. No problem. I'll be there. I'm a lot of them like, wow. When do you want me there? I'll check my schedule. Boom, done. A lot of them. So I'm blessed that way. Yeah. And
how did you get so successful in such a short time?
Well, again, put in the work. You have to put in the work. Don't front yourself as you're in a Billboard charts and you're a bus shelter. Don't do these things. And I tell young broadcasters, do not turn off the phone and the intercom and tune people out and take off the lights, and they broadcast. Who are you broadcasting to?
Yes.
That is a recipe for failure. Okay, that is total. That is madness. If you want to, why not put podcasts up and let people listen? But you're in a studio. Sometimes I call radio station to hear a song. They would never answer the phone, or they'll turn it off.
Yeah.
That is a recipe for failure, Diva.
And what are you most satisfied about the Koolbreeze experience?
Well, I'm most satisfied that that passion and that drive that drives me into the station every Saturday morning, regardless of the weather. There could be a storm. I'll be here. I could do like when I'm on holidays. People say. One time the director asked me, Adonis, I'm off for 2 weeks in the summer. Well, I know you're not doing a show. I said, work is holidays. I take time off with that. I don't take time off for the radio. I'll be here in a storm. I'll get on the bus.
I've seen you do it.
I make no excuse. And like Nike says, just do it.
So here we are, sitting here almost a year later. The return of the Breeze, the man, the legend, the hardest working radio host in the business.
Tell about it.
My friend, who I call Koolbreeze. Tell us about you being away for about 2 months.
Oh, man. Being away for 2 months is like, you ever watch National Geographic?
Yes.
Animals, wildlife? Okay, you see a crocodile, he hasn't eaten in days, and he goes to the bottom and he sees everything at the bottom, at the riverbank. He goes down, the water gets still. And for minutes, for hours maybe, and he plunges up. And
That's true.
And he takes that animal with him and beats it up, peels off the skin with the lashes. And he gobbles it down. I'm like a marauding lion. When I was off, that was appendix thing. That drive, that hunger, and it was a game changer for me, because I changed up a lot of things with my show in terms of music, how I presented my interview, and how I try to incorporate more people onto my show. And I'm so thankful people were calling in when I was not here, because I was listening, and thank you for covering for me. Darryl Gibbs, Skip Bordley, Ellie Blacksmith, all the Crown Heights people, the legendary William Anderson, Kojak, Jerome Tucker, all these cats were calling in, where's the breeze? And thanks for filling in. But that hunger in my soul made me come back, man, like you haven't fed me for months. I was ready to tear things up in the studio. Yeah, and it always, it's always make you more humble. And I found more of my spiritual side.
Tell us about your recovery and your health now.
I'm in a good shape. I had to change up my diet. I didn't exercise for about a year. Change up my diet because I was a sugar freak. Chocolates and hot chocolate and all that kind of stuff. So I had to change all of that. My physiotherapist said, listen, got to change these things up, Breeze, because you're on the border of diabetes. So you can fix that. So change lifestyle, because I want to live a little longer, and because I want the fans to see they haven't seen the real essence of Breeze yet. So
I can tell you, for covering your show for 2 months, you were missed by the artists and the fans, and they wanted to reach out to you. How did that affect you? Tell me.
Well, there was a disconnect, but you being here covering for me, that was a jigsaw puzzle. Because one time I was listening to the show at the library, and after I had the operation, and I go, wow, I had to pinch myself. Was the Breeze playing? Because the styling that you thrown for me and engage with the fans, it made me feel like I was there. So that was good.
Yeah, and the fans were so happy, when I could give them updates. You called in a couple times. And one time I surprised him. I went and got him from his apartment and brought him down to the show, and people were calling in, and they were just so happy to have you back.
Yes.
And
oh man, I Diva, when I got back, I said, oh my Lord, Lord. I didn't even want to be late 1 second coming into the studio.
Tell us about what iHeartRadio and Radio Regent done for you.
iHeartRadio is a serious platform, as you know, that puts you on a different level of broadcasting. Reach out more fans. We have doubled in a month.
In a month,
it's frighteningly good, because people, the iHeartRadio, it takes us into the cosmos, and we only have Radio Regent broadcasters to thank for that. I would not let anybody else take credit for Radio Regent's success. I've seen, and thank goodness, somebody tried to sabotage the radio station, nameless. We got rid of that situation. We're in a good place now. I've seen forces trying to tell us we're going to take Radio Regent into the cosmos and you're going to ride with us around the world. Not so. When I came to Radio Regent, we already had 140 something countries broadcasting.
We be in the national, worldwide community radio station. We placed 43rd and moved up to the 37th spot.
Yeah. So.
And we've only been on the air.
Exactly.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Since 2013, 14.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah. But what bothered me, Diva, is these forces trying to take credit for our success, and I would not have that. I will not accept that. That is absolute rubbish.
Yes.
Absolute rubbish. No one is going to enfeeble the sacred ties that make us one. Okay? Success, people tell me all the time, Breeze, you put in the work. I said, the rest of the broadcasters do too, and we put this thing together. People trying to use their apps and broadcast their apps and syndicate us sporadically. That is, we're offended by that. Either you're with us
or you're not,
or you're against us. So I don't, I'm not going to let anybody take credit for our success, because
No.
They're not worth it. It doesn't happen that way.
And from the board level,
Yeah.
I know I represent the radio station, and we started off with iHeart as a community project because people don't know that Radio Region is part of Region Park Focus.
That's right.
We mentor youth,
Right.
and that gave us an in to be recognized. But when they saw the potential of what we are doing here, I think they were blown away because the space is small.
Yes.
We are grassroots.
Yes.
And we are humble and blessed of what we do, like the programmers, the people that are connected here. We don't make a lot. We don't have a lot.
Right.
We are a lot
Yeah.
as a community.
And we have to be really sharp now and be mindful of these forces are coming to disrupt our program.
Yeah.
I just Koolbreeze. If you don't know who the Koolbreeze is player, you're gonna find out the hard way. So we doing the work. You and I and the rest of the broadcasters. You help push for this iHeart Radio, and people want to jump on this wagon and then think that they help in Radio Region and they help us do that. It's absolute rubbish.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And they don't know that we actually go out and talk to artists and bring artists, and I don't get the opportunity to do it like you, Breeze.
That's
but I
okay.
support you whenever I can,
And you
and be there.
Yeah.
And that's and other programmers and broadcasters and now artists are doing the same, and I just think it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Your musical moment of magic.
Sorry, 1 second before I forget.
Yes.
Musicians who brought us fans. It's people like Daryl Gibbs in Pennsylvania. Alvin Wakey Flight, Valbrook, Crown Heights Affair people back in Gibbs. These people who helped bring us, and some of the musicians in Toronto
Of course.
who helped tuning, like, bring fans to us. We're thankful for that.
We're very
Very.
and they let us know because I went out this I think it was this summer, and people recognize Breeze, like DVD, like the collaboration, and that meant so much for me because and the most important thing for me in this moment is that the longevity of 30 years that we're able to maintain a friendship and still be collaborators but stand out by ourselves.
Thank you. And Diva, the cultural footprint is significant of what we made in the world.
Yes.
I had to get that out there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let anybody jump on our parade. I can't have that.
No.
And it's all false information, and I'll clean it up. Yeah.
Your musical moment of magic.
Oh.
For you with music. You've had a
like
few.
Yes. I had many. So I was playing music. I think I was doing the ladies tribute to the ladies, all the ladies in funk.
Yes.
The bass. The bass special.
That was, I was going to say, that was my favorite.
The
and the roller boogie.
Roller Boogie, Alvin Wakey Flag, the unsung, untold story of Jamaica Queens. Because here's a story that hasn't been told,
Yes.
and it was so magnificent.
Yes, it was.
It's incredible. This man was the
Innovator.
of Jamaica Queens that nobody talk about. Dayton, Ohio funk. I was doing that before I connected with David R. Reb. We brought that to light. Brooklyn funk, which I got on. They have an incredible
Catalog.
Yeah, and that to me, the feeling of when I come into the studio on a Saturday morning to do my show, Diva, is orgasmic. It's contagious, exuberant, passion and entertainment, a dynamic and propulsive performance of music mixture and raw energy, all in the spirit of Radio Region. I broadcast with class and elegance and be sensational. I was enraptured with the music, and I remain enraptured to this day. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Breeze, we are community members. We do a lot of stuff in the community, and this year was our first collaboration with Toronto Audio Fest as a sponsor. And they were just great. I covered for you that day. They called in.
Yes.
And I don't remember all the names, but the two husband and wife teams.
Yes.
And the kids.
Yes.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
You can maybe elaborate on that, and hopefully next year we will be doing more with them.
Yes, well, we help them with the broad advertising.
Yes.
They're grateful for that, and as time goes on, our radio region is going to get a bit of compensation as we build up momentum with the shows.
Yes.
Grinding it out slowly, but we got our foot in there.
Mm-hmm.
They have some big players with them.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Cross,
Mm-hmm.
Audio Basics.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some huge players, I'm telling you. Benjamin Scarcelli,
Mm-hmm.
Audio Basics crew. Frank, Gabe, Tony,
Yes.
the Paisans, I call them. Incredible people. I call them the Maple Group. I'll go to war with them. These guys will do anything for it. They're incredible.
And looking at our success and our collaborations, we have nipped into Peaks Carnival, but I do see us at some point being more involved in the Caravana Carnival in the future, and we've gone to like Grenada Day
Yeah.
and different things like that. So I'd just like to let people know that we are community strivers as well.
Yeah. Yes.
And you are an innovator in that as well,
Oh,
as the
thank you.
independent artist. Because I've had my thing and you have your thing, but as a collaboration, it has opened up a lot of more types of venues, music, and community events where we can be involved.
Okay, I want to point something out before I forget.
Mm.
When I came into radio 3 years ago, I felt like we weren't taken seriously.
Mm.
People had their thing going on, doing their thing.
Mhm.
I felt that Radio Region wasn't taken care of seriously, and I really put some hard work in. I went many sleepless nights.
Yes, you did.
Putting these things together. Some nights I couldn't even sleep because the energy, like a force, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, I would wake up, and the energy would, like say, you had to move the world. You had to move something, move the earth, so to speak. So and when I heard Corby Orbit won an award for AM, FM, and internet, I go, that really is something. Broadcasts, Radio Region. I said, we're going to help push this thing to #1 for independent artists.
And we were just on the air maybe about a year and a half, and then I seen, most of us came from CKLN Radio,
Yeah.
which is now CJRU Radio, where Funkalicious is. But CKLN Radio was a community radio station that was 30 odd years in the business.
Right.
And now that we have a Radio Regent, I see us channeling and rising.
Absolutely. We've got people like Norman Connors, Alvin Winky Fly, putting on a big concert the 20th of January
Yes.
2019. And they asked me to help MC the show. That honor, I feel good about that. And they want you to come down as well.
Yes.
It's a big concert. Veronica Days on there, John Satchmo Minan.
Marvin
which
King.
I want to, Marvin King, which I want to point out. John Satchmo Minan, 10 o'clock jazz. When I heard the story that he didn't get any airplay for this double CD with jazz.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful
I tore it
music.
apart. I said, this, I got to show these people. Alvin Winky Flight CD.
Yes.
Flight Time. That what time it is. Okay, Call It Easy, brand new CD.
Yes.
Kicking, hanging up.
Jerome
Tucker.
Yeah.
Still on fire. Busiest band in Ontario.
Yes.
Kojak Philosophy CDs. LA Blacksmith, More Justice, More Peace. Absolute killer. Skip Bordley tribute to the ladies. Wolf Milestone.
Yeah.
Country Guy. That's amazing CDs. And their family with
band.
Jamie Afamado with Marcus
Oh.
Miller. Your boy.
Bernard.
White.
Oh my lord.
Winky Flight,
Yeah.
and Jamie Afamado on drums. Incredible CDs. I thought I have to point these things out. Independent artists are making some of the best music on the planet, bar none. The best.
The best. And what kills me is that people, I mean, even social media doesn't really produce or promote the artist. I find that the interaction has allowed and broadened listenership, but well as the artist, for great music with no expiration date. My line.
Right. Here's the thing. Again, corporate people who run this show, they have a matrix. The same old 30 sound, the same boom chop, and the yeah. All these people here making a ton of money. I can't listen to that stuff.
No, me either.
And they don't give independent artists a chance. They really don't. You don't stand a chance because there's a formula they have to go by. Thank God for independent radio. We changed the game.
But you know, there is independent radio, and I've being on the board on both boards, CKLN and here, I've gone to different radio stations. They still give people a format to follow.
Yeah.
We have intellectual property.
Yes.
Our creative process is our own.
And we have the creative expression.
Yes.
To voice our
And
ideas.
that's what I saw in you.
Yeah.
I saw in you 5 years. I took me 3.5 years to get him on the radio, but I saw that in there.
Stubborn guy.
Because our conversations, like, we were passionate. Like, people didn't even understand how two people could be so passionate about music and playing music for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
You and I and Aretha Franklin are March 25th. We were born the same day.
Yeah.
But I want to express there's a musical movement going on in Toronto.
Amen.
And also the States. There's an evolution and a revolution in sound and information exchange. Okay? And we're gonna make this thing happen. Trust me on this. And Radio Regent is a very different place today.
Yeah.
And thanks to people and the hard work that we put in.
Yes.
Yeah, I won't let anybody tamper with that.
How would you like to be remembered when all is said and done with this broadcast, Koolbreeze?
Well, I'm not anything special, really. I'm just a good-looking guy with a lot of talk and good music.
Fame or fortune?
I would. People say, you know what? I want them to say, you see that guy Koolbreeze? He had heart, he had passion, he had energy, he had something that took care of people. His words stood out.
And integrity and loyalty. Those are two things that I treasure about our friendship. What does that mean to you?
It means it's everything. Without integrity, with money and success, it means nothing. You're nobody in my books. You can talk that smack like these people in the big office. They do nothing a lot of them do nothing to impact the community, and they could.
Yes.
But they're all about themselves. I have nothing really, but I could still reach out and still make a great impact. I watched an interview with Gregory, comedian. Dick Gregory. And he told a broadcaster, what you doing here has a lot greater than any of these jokers out there. And I sat and I thought about that. He said, you move people, you do this, you inspire, you do. And he break it down to him, and he said, these jokers out there talking this crazy.
He's a great interviewer too.
Yes, and he interviewed Dick Gregory. Man, he's unbelievable. Yeah. So to me, when people wake up one day or years from now and say, that Koolbreeze, he was a son of a Baptist minister.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. They said, or if Breeze wasn't on the radio, they said, where's the flying fornication that Breeze? Was he chatting up the babes or horsing around with some honeys?
And that ham bone and all the stuff he comes in. I love Daryl Gibbs said one day he was trying to imitate Breeze and he was doing Glamour Girls, Jet Setters. I've written that thing down once and still can't get it correct. So, with leaving and closing up the show today, Breeze, I thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, my love.
To come down here and have the return of the Breeze, because I did miss you.
Yes, thank you.
I kept.
So the fans.
So did the fans, and this is an opportunity to let them know, both of us who collaborate together. Yeah. And is there anyone you want to thank before you end?
I thank all my fans, all the musicians who supported me, all friends, family, every gamut of everybody. If I forget your name, trust me, I'll have you in my heart.
Of course.
Radio Regent is #1, and I just want to point something out. There's some DJs, a handful in this town of city of Toronto, that's saying something with music. Air Candy, all about the funk, TN Providence, Corby, jazz, Crush Groove, Timbuktu Radio, Victor Baines Marshall, the Koolbreeze, Higher Ground with Jason Palmer, the Drill Squad with Dreddy Maximus, educating the young kids with the hip hop stuff, and my younger brother DOC at 105.
Yeah.
They're saying something, and Radio Regent is a monster place for music. I'm not just saying that because I'm here. I see it, I hear it, I feel it.
And I thank you, Breeze, for inspiring me and keeping me under your wing.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to fly.
Yes.
And to you, the fans, the artists, thank you for tuning in to Koolbreeze, the return of the Breeze.
Thank you so much, my dear.
Interview part 2. And I'm sure we're going to do a part 3 because
One
we're
day.
climbing, we're rising.
Yes.
And we are uniting in our world, in our community,
Yes.
and with the artists.
Yes, and
fans.
I just like to say, put this in. Koolbreeze is an equal opportunity funk provider, baby. Hello, North Carolina. Hey, music.